Please don't tell me Grace is fudging dead? Or no, it was just a little cut. What? But that was like a sniper bullet. That couldn't be a little cut. Oh, it just moved and got nicked by a stray bullet. Oh my gosh! We looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask, the design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with them. I'm gonna call them VIPs, since they're all wearing animal masks, you know. You shot at her! This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've been acquainted with our enforcer, Mara, if any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game such as attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans. Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability. Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents. Truthfully, I don't, but I'll continue to trust them, as if I do, because they're ultimates. They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest. Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure partial courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, but clearly still shocked by a run-in with death. No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for that bullcrap? That's right, my friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw it all away for your killing game. We're all going to escape, we have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me Damon, okay. Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another. You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Ava, surprised by her words. Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random and hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning? It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need example, just look around the room. Frickin' look at Kai and Winona, yeah. In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along? Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable so that it will be easier for you to kill them? Oh, dang. That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. It's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed. So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too. Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents. No, I would never kill anybody. Deanna, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole "we are ultimates" thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals. What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? Nope. His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings. Look, the title barely means crap nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. You've got to be kidding me. Running a business that feeds millions is pointless. Some of you are an exception, obviously. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations. Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality. Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through that trial. Demon, I'm not sure that was the right thing to say. That's pretty crappy of you to say that. Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out. While it's true, Damon, that you were a big help, and being an ultimate debater will be a huge help along all these trials, it's pretty crappy to say that you were the only one who helped. Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just cause you can say words nobody understands. Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is, do you know? Watch your step lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity. I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game? Wait, I wasn't trying to... It was no use. They turned against me. I'm sure they turned against both me and Eva. Now we're both on the chopping block here. Whew, do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you. Thanks. Now can you get lost? Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here okay. Like I said, my bet is on Kai's the first one to crack and kill someone. It was only when the madman had left that reality truly set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy? Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. The beginning of the killing game. Is that the end of the prologue? Let's go, Project Eden's Garden. Okay. That was a pretty good prologue. Vows woven by stitches and needles. Surviving member 16. To be continued. Okay. Should I give my thoughts now or wait until the morning? I'll give my thoughts now. That was pretty cool. I'll give my thoughts on what I thought was bad, first of all. The bugs I did not appreciate. Specifically because they were actually game-breaking and had a huge impact on me. I mean, having the voices and music stop like mid-trial wasn't that inconvenient. I just had to do some extra reading, which was okay, but I'd rather not do extra reading. And the second bug where it freeze-framed twice, so that it freeze-framed at the very beginning you saw in part 1, and it just freeze-framed after the trial, which meant I basically had to do the trial twice, which wasn't that big of a deal either, but it was just a little annoying and it dampened my mood. And I do not want that to happen. So I hope those two bugs get fixed in the future with chapter 1. But yeah, other than that, this was a really engaging prologue. So many people worked on this. Congratulations to all of the Eden's Garden team. And you can tell just so much love was put into this. After getting introduced to all the characters, getting immediately thrown into a investigation segment was absolutely brilliant, because a lot of prologues do the thing where they introduce the mastermind and then they tell them about the killing game, and then the prologue goes on and on about how they don't want to kill anybody, but what if they have to, and it's supposed to be suspenseful, but it's like, I've already heard this crap already. So like jump starting us straight into like a practice trial straight away was great. And even though it wasn't as long, the trial and investigation was really short as opposed to some of the main games, investigations and trials. It was just a prologue, so I imagine they would be short. I imagine chapter 1, whenever that comes out, the investigation and trial segment of that will be a lot longer. I enjoy the characters, they have their own personality. There's two I'm keeping my eye on, Cassidy and Sushiko. Is that her name? I don't know. I like those two. Cassidy is a pro gamer, obviously, I love it. And also Sushiko as a matchmaker. Really funny scenes can happen with that later down the line. And yeah, the story is pretty interesting. Let's move on to the story now. A mastermind that isn't Monokuma is completely different to me. And that is so exciting. Like, I want to know, like, immediately, I want to know his backstory, and I want to know what he's all about. We probably won't get that answer until chapter 6, though, let's be real. And yeah, I'm gonna move on to my hopes with future chapters, because I believe they're gonna do this chapterly like everything nowadays. First of all, I'd love it if that the main character, our protagonist we play as Damon, targeted as a person to be killed and we escape from them or something. Because all like normal Danganronpa games, they didn't have that. Like all protagonists were safe from any type of harm. I wouldn't say all protagonists. Danganronpa V3 had a protagonist that ended up being the killer. But, like, I really want us, the protagonist, to, like, run away from a killer or some sort of thing, right? Especially now, since that whole ending scene happened where everyone now despises both Eva and Damon. They will either go after Damon, which is me, or Ava, or they will try to do a double kill. And that is very exciting. I really hope that happens. Really flippin' hope that happens. Also, who the actual killer was of that girl, Kara, was not answered, but I had a feeling. I said it during the comic book section, but you guys probably couldn't hear me over Ingrid saying something, so I'll just say it again. Tozu, was that the mastermind's name? I already forgot it. Tozu's the killer of Kara. Tozu's the murderer of Kara. I'm calling that right now. It could be Mara, which is the other person who has the gun, but that seems like too obvious. She literally has a gun on her, in her hands, and it sounds like she'll have a gun in her hands at all times during the entire length of this game. So that seems way too obvious. So yeah, it has to be Tozu. Tozu's the one that killed Kara, it has to be. But anyways guys, that's the end of this video. My word, this recording has been going on for 2 hours. I definitely have to split this up into parts. But anyways guys, it's 12:30, so I am going to go to bed. I'm really happy I finished this today, but also I really wanted to save so I could sleep and finish this tomorrow, but also I couldn't save, so I had to finish this today. But I'm gonna shut up and go to bed, and I'll see you for the next video game I'll upload on my channel, and till chapter 1 comes out, whenever that's going to be.